In this video, we are going to discuss unconscious biases. But before we get started, let's first take a walk down this hallway. And as you are walking, make sure to observe the students you're passing by in the hallway. Try not to bump anyone. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you're passing these people? If you made any assumptions about the people you just passed in the hallway, you've just engaged in unconscious biases without knowing any of them. But don't worry, it does not make you a bad person. Everyone has filters. Filters are necessary. They let us pay attention to only select information. Humans have what we call natural people preferences. In other words, we often sort people into groups in less than a second, or in a blink of an eye. We need filters to live. However, they also lead to implicit or unconscious biases. We often make choices that discriminate without realizing it. Unconscious biases are particularly active when we're stressed, frustrated, angry, or threatened. Let's take a look at this scenario.
Hey, can you help me out with this problem? You should know math, right?
The comment made by the female student was best described as an example of A. Natural people preferences, B. Filters, C. Unconscious biases, D. Expectations. Although filters could be used to sort some people into groups, the correct answer is unconscious biases. Unconscious biases can cause us to say things that are offensive to others without even realizing it. Biases and schemas are widely shared. Research shows that all people, regardless of race or gender, perceive and treat people based on schemas associated with their race, gender, or social group. Let's take a look at this next scenario.
I have a question. I'm trying to build a website, and what kind of program do you use to do that?
Have you Googled that yet?
No.
Okay, go ahead and Google it.
Okay, thanks.
Professor, question. I'm trying to build a website. How should I do it? What kind of program should I use?
Oh, well, I'm working on one right here, so you can check out what I'm doing.
She's probably wondering if you caught that too. What biases and schemas might have played a role in the professor's actions? A. The male was an international student. He needed more help. B. He empathized more with the male student. C. The female was a black student. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of these unconscious biases and schemas may have been a factor in the professor's actions to help one student over the other. Sometimes unconscious biases can show through what we say, but because most communication is nonverbal, micro-messages, we often send small messages using body language and the tone of our voice, which can have a big impact on the way our verbal messages are received. We send anywhere from 40 to 150 micro-messages to each other in an average 10-minute conversation. Interesting, right? Which is not an example of micro-messages? A. Your boss always mispronounces your name. B. Leaving a meeting early due to another engagement. C. Glancing at your watch every time someone speaks. D. Sighing loudly during a conversation. The correct answer is B. Leaving a meeting early is not an example of a micro-message, unless this is a reoccurring habit every time a specific person is present during the meeting. Choices A, C, and D are all examples of micro-messages. So you're probably wondering when unconscious biases affect outcomes. Resume reviews, job assignments, hiring, teaching and mentoring, promotion, pay increases, healthcare, law enforcement, impact on students, job retention. These are all examples of outcomes affected by unconscious biases. Unconscious biases are particularly noticeable in organizations or professions dominated by a single group, which can result in people quitting jobs, leaving organizations, transferring, or staying but enduring exclusion and loneliness. Take women in technology, for example. Of the few women entering the technology field, 56% of women leave those tech jobs in 5 years.